your black card. Yeah. Time come now, Jamaica. Yes, sir. Well, on, selector. I wonder if the young people were listening just now where time come for. They might tell we if we choose Jamaica and then can't tell me why. But we are telling them tonight why time come. You know with me? So comrades, we hear them make a lot of talk. And said, we don't see no young people around here. And no young people now follow the People's National Party. But one thing we know for sure. Say youth, say Marky G. And youth, say the People's National Party. So if them are worried themselves, tell them don't worry about we. Set up power foot, man. Tell them don't worry about we. The youth, say Marky G.
Can't stop, you know worry about them. I'm in your little boy when I was around 10. If you tell me about coming, nobody tell me.
Well on, selector. I hear them make a talk too. I wonder if the PNP is afraid of the JLP. But we tell them say anytime, anywhere. We ready for the rematch. Cause we not frightened for no boy, no girl, no way. Selector lift up.
We no frightened so easy.
All of the girls are fans, so make some noise. All of the votes cartel fans, so make some noise. Make some noise to the teacher. What tell them say? Who say? Our comrades. Blood and fire comrades. We no afraid of nobody. Tell them comrades. Hold it, selector, hold it.
And if them don't believe, say I come, we are come, and we don't want no botheration. Say like how them never believe, say the world boss could have free. You see when them fry the gate, we go and give them a proper whipping. Select a lift up.
Say Alexis. Do this.
How are the vibes got? Listen to me now, man. Young people, put up this to me now, man. Youth say PNP. Youth say Marky G. We are saying a signal tonight. Well on. And when them talk about youth, no say PNP. We are teaching them a lesson tonight. Alright, season second a little bit. We're going to move into the next speaker. I want to love the excitement though. We're going to move into the next speaker. One of the vice president. Well on. At the right time, you know me, I hype up the place, you know. Because the next prime minister is coming in, you know. The next prime minister is here. The integrity boss is here. Comrades, be upstanding.
Comrades, stand up for the next prime minister of Jamaica. A man of integrity, a man of class. The man we are going to kick down corruption door. The man we are going to send back JLP. And the only term that will know is a prison term. Cause no third term, no Lord. Under the leadership of our integrity boss. Our next prime minister of Jamaica. A man of clean hands, pure hearts. A man of pure intellect. Comrades, make him welcome to the stage. Western Jamaica, stand up for the president of the People's National Party, the leader of the opposition, our prime minister in waiting. Comrades, PNP is coming. Blood and fire, comrades. We are here in Western Jamaica. We are going to whip them. Them can run, but them can't hide. Because Mark Jefferson Golden will kick down the door of corruption and bring into Jamaica a new day, a vision of hope, transparency, integrity. Make him welcome, comrade leader, the next prime minister, Mike Jefferson Golden, comrades of Western Jamaica. Make some noise for our next prime minister.
Every Jamaican, put your hands up so. Tell them that we know on your man said go Golden, you're ready for the road. Hey, Golden, you're ready for the road. Ha! going golden, going golden, we going with golden, going golden, going golden, we ready for the road and we moving with golden, going golden, going golden, the one more golden, we got golden, going with golden, going golden, going, hey, golden, golden,
Comrades on the second down, second down, Western Jamaica, on the second down, second down, second down,
golden, golden, golden.
All right, comrades, 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 unlike how the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, hold on the comrades, as our comrade leader walk in, our very own Queen of the South, the next Member of Parliament for South St. James, Comrade Nikisha Berchel just walk in. Make some noise for our comrades. Our Deputy General Secretary, our shadow spokesperson on information. Yes, comrades, when you see our PNP woman, them look good. Look on the platform. We're nice, we're bright, and we're ready for transform Jamaica. But comrades, hold it down there for me, Mr. DJ. Because we are going to the next segment, and I want to put it out there. I want to show them, I tell them, say, PNP and JLP are not the same. We don't like them, and we have a Prime Minister in waiting in Mark Jefferson Golden, who is coming to transform Jamaica. I tell you, we never hear the young people over young Jamaica or G2K. I talk about when young women are dead in Jamaica. We never hear them when the little girl dead. We never hear them when young men are dead left, right, and center. We don't hear them talk on no policy platform. But comrades, I want to show you. Yes, something is coming. A new day is dawning for young people. But I'm leaving it for the president them talk about. Because our Prime Minister in waiting don't just believe of young people. I get themselves in a mix-up. But he believes that we have substance. And he has asked us to help to form the policies that will transform the lives of young people. And the president of the Patriots and the YO will talk about that some more. We're full of vibes. We're full of substance. And we're full of intellect on this side. Now, comrades, I want to welcome to the microphone the Vice President, one of the Vice Presidents of the People's National Party Youth Organization. Not just any Vice President, but one of the youngest councillors. A man who kicked with JLP foot for 25 years out of race course division. I want to welcome the champion boy, Kijana Johnson. Make him welcome Western Jamaica as he talks to you about policy platforms and how we're going to transform the lives of the teachers in this country.
Call it brave, we don't call it love. One aim of the riches, I'm a target up. I'm a target up. See my family suffer cause me heart, bro. Paper chase me that fast. Fling up a castle, make it a blast.
Ease. PNP thing turn up, not you? Let me greet all the distinguished comrades on the platform. Let me big up the leader of the PNP and the next president, well, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden. Let me big up all the candidates from Westmoreland, East, Central, and West. Let me big up the President of the Patriots, Comrade Paul Blake. And let me also big up my President, my beautiful President, Comrade Senator Gabriela Morris. We are sending a message tonight. We are sending a message to the G2K and young Jamaica. We are telling them, say them thing Lily. We are sending a message to the Jamaica Labour Party. We are telling them that the People's National Party is ready. I stand here as a proud Vice President of the People's National Party Youth Organization. but I'm also standing here for all teachers of Jamaica. I stand here for every teacher who has worked long hours and gotten little thanks. I stand here for every teacher that has shaped minds by day but have to wrestle with bills at night. I stand here with every teacher who wants to stay and build Jamaica, but instead they are being asked to push and leave by this wicked and uncaring government. Comrade leader, every profession starts with a teacher. Every single profession. There is no doctor without a teacher. There is no lawyer without a lecturer. And I'll go as far as saying that there is no leader without a mentor. So is it fair to say, comrades, that teachers are the backbone of our society? No. How could you have the backbone of our society not being able to afford a car? How can you have the backbone of our society taking taxi to work every single day? Comrades, what can go so? The PNP is telling Jamaica that don't worry, we are coming. The People's National Party will create and ensure that, one, teachers receive student debt reductions and vehicle concessions that improve with years of service, because we believe teachers should not just get by, but get ahead. Secondly, the People's National Party will prioritize teachers with NHD loans and housing, because no teacher should be shaping minds that day and sleeping on a relative's couch by night. The PNP will remove taxes on laptops and other devices to ensure that they can cushion the crisis of actually obtaining these items. And lastly, the PNP will negotiate free internet packages for teachers, because teaching in 2025 requires more than chalk and talk. It requires connectivity. We are being faced with one of the biggest existential crises in our society, and that is the issue of brain drain. If you look it up now, Jamaica stands at second in the world on chronic brain drain. Our people are leaving, our teachers are leading, but comrade leader, it is not just about the salary that the teachers are getting. It is also about the working conditions, the environment, because it has to be conducive for teachers to believe and feel that they want to stay here in Jamaica. So comrades, we say time come. Time come for the implementation of policies to retain our teachers. Time come for the honoring of wage agreements without delay, without deception. Time come to move teachers to the waiting list, from the waiting list to home ownership, because we believe that the teachers deserve more than promises, they deserve keys. Time come to make car ownership a reward for service, not just a luxury for survival. Time come to stop the brain drain, because Jamaica cannot afford to keep training teachers for export. Time come for leadership with compassion and credibility, not arrogance and abandonment. Comrades, time come for Mark Jefferson Golden. Every single platform I hear them on, they are asking, they are begging for a third term. They cannot even campaign on accomplishments. They have to be begging for a third term. But I say to you, comrades, that it is time for the people's term. And if it is time for the people's term, then it is time for the PNP, because it is the PNP that says power to the people. I want to say to you, comrades, stand firm, because we are fighting for a cause. And I'm going to make a big talk tonight. I am going to tell you that when the next General elections are called based on the momentum that we're seeing on the ground. The People's National Party will deliver a landslide victory to the Jamaica Labour Party. And I will also say that anywhere you see him, I want you to address him as the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And comrades, hear me good. I make those big talks, and I will not apologize for making them, because of one thing we do. We are call it brave, we don't call it luck.
Call it brave, we don't call it luck. One game of the riches, I'm a target up. I'm a target up. See my family suffer cause me heart bro. Paper chase need that fast. Fling up a castle making a blast. Riches
Vice President, big talk made by the big man. And from one vice president to the next. Now this young lady was on the Dre Bryan show a couple days ago. And let me tell you something. You're not talking about G2K and Young Jamaica. What is that? Who are they? But we know who our leaders are in the YO. And when we put them up, they know how to put pen to paper and represent not just youth, but the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. So comrades, with no further ado, and we say beauty with brain and substance, make welcome Vice President Shamil Brown.
Comrades of Westmoreland, let me hear you. Comrades of Eastern Westmoreland, let me hear you. Comrades of Central Westmoreland, let me hear you. Comrades of Western Westmoreland, let me hear you. Comrade leader, it's a long time I want a mic, because I have a lot to say. I am a champion of change, and I am here tonight to let young people of Jamaica know that time come for change. Young people in Jamaica, we are tired of putting in the work, going to school, burning the midnight oil, and when we're finished, we can't get a job. We have to be living hand to mouth. Young people are tired. Young people are Young people are tired when you're at school and you go to your class and you don't have a maths teacher, you don't have an English teacher because everybody migrates. Young people are fed up. But I am here to tell you, we grow up and we hear that education is the key to success. But we live in a Jamaica where this wicked JLP government has changed the lock on us. But I am here to tell you that Mark Jefferson Golden will bring us the change that we need. Comrades, we live in a Jamaica where we know that education is a priority. From 3 years old, we go to preschool, infant school, basic school. When we reach 6, we didn't have a choice. We have to go to primary school. We have an educational system that is reward given. So like myself, I did GSAT. People older than me would have done common entrance. Those younger than me would have done PEP. And so the reward is that you will go to the school of your choice if you perform well. Now for me, when I passed for St. Hilda's, this was the biggest achievement of my life. So when I went to high school, I made sure that I did well so that my parents could be proud. So I did my CSEC and I did well. Like me, others would have moved on to community college or sixth form where we did CAPE. Now you're preparing to do K because you want to get into university of your choice. This is the dream that we have. The Jamaican dream, so that we can get a living, to get a car. We can push the key into our house. We can have money in our pocket. But this uncaring government has been ripping the young people of Jamaica from the... Comrades, I tonight. Fret not thyself, because hope is on the way and the change is on the way in Mark Jefferson Golden. Comrades, no, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me. People say, what time come for? Time come for change in the educational system. Time come for people to get an opportunity to be the best version of themselves. Not all of us have the same story. So not all of us got the opportunity to go to university. In my experience, I did well in Cape. The Brownstown Community College published me in the Jamaica Gleaner, Sunday Gleaner. I was published in the North Coast Times for my grade. But my parents didn't have the money, so I had to take a year off. I have ambition. I know me bright, but me never have the money. Under the next Mark Jefferson Golden PNP-led administration, young people won't have to suffer because our leaders here to change that for us. And you ask me how? What is the change? Our comrade leader has heard our cries. He understands our frustration, and comrade leader has committed that the first child in every household, the first one to go to university, will get a free scholarship from the next PNP-led administration. Comrades, we still have more. Our party believe in us. Our leader believe in us. And so you have some of us who had to go to students' loan to take out a loan to fund our tuition. Like me, after I waited a whole year, I had to defer. I went to students' loan. I started the process, comrades. I feel good, see a time for me to get that degree. But I had a roadblock. Students' loan told me that one of my guarantor, I can't use her because she doesn't have a pay slip. Comrades, me stress out. And so I wait 1 year. And here now I thought I was getting the help. And I was bombarded with this. One day I was in Brownstown. I saw a crowd at my MP's office. And I said, I'm going over there to look. When I went, it was the MP there. I went in. I said, good afternoon, Dr. Campbell. How are you? He said, I've been here from 10 o'clock. You're the first person to ask me how I'm doing. How can I help you? I said, Dr. Campbell, I have a situation. I explained it to him. He said he's going to make a call so that I can get a longer time to hurry up and find a guarantor. He said he would call me back. I waited the afternoon, no call. TVJ News was on, no call. CVM News was on, no call. I said, Jesus, what gonna happen to me? Comrades, my phone, I heard it ringing, and I was hoping it was my MP. And so said, so done. Dr. Campbell called me and said, this is what you're going to do to extend the time. I said, Dr. Campbell, if I do this, I'm going to get through. I'm going to come back and help you in Northwest St. Ann. That was in 2015. 2025, I kept my promise. I am now working with the General Secretary of the PNP and the next Minister of Agriculture for Jamaica. But comrades, I say this to say, sometimes we're going to some challenges, and comrade leader understand this. And he has made it a priority that for us as young people, when we go to students' loan to get the loan to go to school, and we get the degree, and we get the big job, he has promised that we won't have to worry about all of our pay going to repaying the students' loan. He has committed to a SLB income contingent repayment plan. Some big words. But pretty much what comrade leaders promise is that he will cap a certain percentage on our pay. So young people can have money in their pocket to pay them rent, to go grocery shopping, to buy a machine, to eat good, and to live a good life. So if you say to me, what about somebody who took students' loan, but you don't get a job right away. It mash up your credit score. So when you got time for you to take out a loan to buy a car, you take out a loan to start a business, you have a bad credit score. Comrade leaders heard you cry, and comrade leaders promised that when you take out the student loan and you don't get a job right away, he has promised that in the period of your unemployment, our loan payment will be suspended, and comrades, you won't have any penalty. You won't have to worry about the bad credit score. Big up our comrade leader for thinking about us. Comrades, you know, and I know, that the struggles that people in Jamaica face because of the living condition, it is dread. As a single mother at the end of the week, you have to think if the last $2,000 in your pocket, you'll use it to go to work, or you use it to send your daughter or your son to school. Comrades, because you don't have the money for the lunch money, you don't have the money for the taxi fare, I said to you, fret not, because time come for comrade leader who will implement a plan to help you. Our party leader has promised to cushion the crisis. He will ease the burden that parents face, and we call it the EASE program. What the EASE program is about is that every child who is in need, whether from primary to high school, will get an opportunity to get a warm meal at school every day. We're not talking mackerel or sardine. We are talking curry chicken, fried chicken, stewed chicken, good food, comrades. Now, comrades, you think that they're good? It gets even better. Comrade leaders propose the right program. And this is where 20,000 students will get a subsidy in rural area to help with transportation. So whether you're going to Mad McLeod in Eastern Westmoreland or Belmont in Eastern Westmoreland, whether you're going to Grange Hill High School, you're going to Petersfield High School, whether you go to Manning School or even here at Godfrey Stewart High School, you will benefit from the next PNP-led administration under Mark Jefferson Golden. And finally, comrades, I know that we have some creative people in Jamaica. You have musicians, we have artists, we have painter, sculpture. Not everybody can take the book. Comrade leader understands that, and he has promised that under his leadership, the creative industry will get a boost in life. You don't have to can take the book, you will still benefit under the next PNP administration. And comrade leaders committed $1 billion with a B, $1 billion to help you to craft your art, to help you to market your art, to help you to sell your art. Comrades, I am here to tell you, young people are fed up of this government. Young people want a change. We are ready. Comrade leader is ready. The PNP is ready. And time come for a better Jamaica. Time come for young people to get a boost in life. Time come for us to have a better Jamaica. I thank you, comrades. Comrades! That was our Vice President, Shamil Brown, laying out the policy platform of the next PNP government under the leadership of our Prime Minister, Mark Jefferson Golden. Comrades, on the year of PNP woman, them bright. On the year of PNP woman, them intellectual. And we're pretty. We're pretty. We look good. We're not so pretty done, so pretty and we're bright. Comrades, we're not done right there, sir. Next, I'm welcoming to the podium Western Jamaica, former Vice President of the People's National Party Youth Organization and Deputy General Secretary, Vice President of the PNP Patriots, next Member of Parliament for Southwest Centre. Make some noise for the little giant. We're going to kick reserve your main foot. Make some noise for the Nashka Williams, comrades.
Paul Blake.
Shamil, come here. Come here. Comrades, as a former vice president of the YO, it's the first I hear in Shamil talk. And we have to big her up. So to make some noise for Shamil. When you see her campaigning in Westmoreland, I want to call her Liquor Fire. Because she burned a fire upon the labor rights a while ago. Comrades, the last time I was standing here, it was in 2016 at a youth rally when I was Deputy Gensec of the PNP YO. Now I bring you greetings as the next Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Anne. And comrades, I will be the first female MP in that constituency. Comrades, the People's National Party is the only party in Jamaica for young people right now. We are the only party supporting female candidates. And we have more female candidates than them, and we also have more young candidates than them. And our young candidates, we're not just pretty and look good, we're bright. Tonight, I don't want to focus on just politics. I want to focus on the changes that we will bring when Mark Golding is the Prime Minister of this country. I want to talk about something that I am passionate about, something I focused on when I was in university, and that's the orange economy that we know as the creative industry. Globally, it is a $3 trillion industry where more young people work in than any other industry in the world. But in Jamaica, it is seen as a hustle, even by the Prime Minister. And I know many of us here, we know somebody we paint, we know somebody we sing, we bust big and make it and change their family lives. So there is no way our Prime Minister can view the creative industries as a hustle. Under the next PNP-led government, we are putting more money in the pockets of creatives. We are going to leverage Jamaica's cultural heritage for more economic growth. And I'm going to tell you how we do it. So I want my young people to take out the notes on the phone, because I know we don't work with book and pencil. Take out on the notes app. We're going to support creative practitioners with access to finance, access to training, and access to global markets like never before. We are building community homes in homes and studios and empowering our young talents in music, in film, and in other creative fields. We are creating 24-hour entertainment zones to boost local and international appeal. And I know no want an entertainment zone in central Westmoreland, because I know no love party. Comrades, we're also going to be honoring our cultural icons like Bob Marley and Louise Bennett as national heroes. And I know this one is the one that we are all most interested in. We are establishing a $1 billion fund to develop the creative sector and promote content production so that TikTokers like Dre Bryan from Southwest St. Anne can thrive and go far in his journalism. I want to know how is it that Jamaica has produced greats like Bob Marley, Spice, Vibes Cartel and Popcorn, and we're not leading in the orange economy, comrades. Young people, we are not here to guess and spell. The People's National Party has the strategy to move the creative industry forward under the Mark Jefferson Golding-led government, comrades. We're not waiting for the future like them. The future is now. And before I go, I want the young candidates to stand beside me, and we're going to make some noise for the young candidates, comrades, because we are out there working to ensure that we form the next government so that we can ensure that the people of Jamaica live better quality lives, comrades. Wanna come? Dwayne, come. Selector, play my song, called I Know, comrades.
Who say we are for win, yeah. Who say we are for win.
Where the flag them there? We know so we have to win. We have your flag, man. Yeah?
You say we have to win. Yo,
We have your flag, comrades.
I'll do it, I like you, no easy.
No, say we have to win, yeah. We know, say we have to win. And comrades, we're rolling out the beautiful women of the People's National Party. And since we roll out the young comrades, she is the queen of the South. We go and ensure so we send Homer home when she done with him. Because young people and bright people and nice ladies don't believe in losing. And as the next Minister of Information, she have some information for send home Homer. Whether we are sending him home or we are sending him to nursing home, we are sending him home. So come hell or high water, we are sending him home. Comrades, make welcome the next Member of Parliament for South St. James, Comrade Deputy General.
Wagwan serve! Wagwan Westmoreland! Alright! Under the year, maximum respect my leader, Comrade Mark Jefferson Golding, all the other dignitaries on the platform, big up on yourself, and to the Bunununos audience. We're full of young people. Our young people dash out yes tonight. I want go on. Anyway, me drive from 4 come here. I'm gonna have whole heap of time for talk. So me talk quick. So you listen quick to it here. I'm your big sister. Young people are you may talk to tonight. Look upon me like your big sister. The one you can rap with sometime. But sometimes she's serious for you. You understand? It's a serious talk tonight. Them narrate you. Them narrate you. I want you to know, young persons, if you're about 28 years or so, half of your life you've lived under labor. And the adult portion of your life, you've lived under labor. Labor rights were in power from 2007 to 2011. How much that? 4 years. Then again, 2016 to 2020. How much that? 8. And then 2020 to 2025. How much that? All right. So 14 years of labor or so. What have you received for that 14 years of labor? What you have to show for it? Young people you may talk to. What you have to show. So you never get none of the state of emergency in there when I give away. When they get none. Want to curfew them. When they get none down here. So then they lock off on the dance down here. So no get sitting, man. Labor rights sweet to know, man. I was asked this evening to talk to my sisters, the women of this movement. And I want to let you know that the labor rights treat the woman them bad. You remember Jasmine Dean? So many other women who have died in this country, and we still can't hear or see nothing about them. But our Prime Minister, he's on the TV every week to celebrate how murder rates gone down. Mark you, the rates just reached about where we left it when PNP was last in power. And just catch you up, you know, brother. But he must celebrate. But what he's not telling you is that we are seeing a sharp increase in rapes and kidnapping and murder of our women and our children. But I'm not going to tell you that. I want to tell you how it's wicked when we as women in this country. In this very parish, a man by the name of George Wright took a stool. Yeah. He took a stool and him use it to beat a woman. And then everybody tell we about it. We see it for ourselves on camera. And what did this Jamaica Labour Party government do? Them put him one side a little bit and then quickly polish him up, make him married and come back and say you're good again. Come run again. You have our vote of approval to run. What is that message of silence? What is it saying to victims? What is it saying to victims in this country is if you are connected to Jamaica Labour Party, you can stand up in the head of nurses. You can beat your wife with stool and we will wash you off and take you back again. Now, comrades, I'm not blaming Andrew Holness for every domestic dispute that happened between a man and his wife. But what I'm talking about is the legislation and the policies that take care of our women when we are in distress. A halfway house that we can go for running at the night when we can't take it no more. What have they done for our women? Nothing at all. Cause them no rate you. I'm gonna tell you about something that we created when we were in office between 2011 and 2016. It is called Stay Alert. It is an application that we designed for your cell phone. That anywhere you are in Jamaica, you could press what is called a panic button. Remember it? You would press that panic button. A PNP, me was a part of that team. And anywhere in Jamaica you were and you're in distress, you could press that button and the police would run, come to you. Labor rights came in, Minister Samuda announced it after we did launch it from 2014, 2015. He come back and say him create this app. So I call him and I said, Mr. Samuda, really and truly this is a good piece of tool and we want you to use it. But give a little credit for it, no man. I know you create it, man. We create it. You know what the man do? Him shelve the app. Him dash it away. It is no longer available to women in distress to press that button and the police would come to help them when they need the police to help them. That is a government that chooses ego over the security and safety of our women in Jamaica. Comrades, I want to tell you as well that if you're a woman and you feel unsafe, you cannot take a pepper spray and go around to keep yourself safe because it's illegal. But I must inform you that this goodly gentleman here, he took it upon himself to write a piece of legislation to say, women, if you feel unsafe, these are some things that you can use and the law will protect you to protect yourself when you're out there. He wrote the legislation, he took it to the government, and what they do with it? Nothing at all. Them no rate you. So many of our women have gone missing, whether it is in a ride-sharing taxi or somehow, and we've been waiting on this government to develop the policy and the regulations to regulate the ride-sharing business in Jamaica. And I'll know, all Darrell Vaz, the TV talk about who bad mind from who no bad mind, and who a chichi man from who no a chichi man, and he nah do the work when he's supposed to do. Them no rate you. As your big sister, I must remind you that back then, when our students were stuck in Ukraine and couldn't come home because war they said if you take out loan, if they want to come back to Jamaica, and Mark said not. While I'm around, he went in his pocket and he take out the money and he get home our children to Jamaica. Him rate you. My young people, rate who rate you. You know hear what me I say? Rate who rate you. This PNP is going to relaunch the Stay Alert app to put power of your personal security right in the palm of your hands when we get back to office. We're going to legalize pepper spray and any other thing that you need to use within the confines of the law to protect yourselves when man and boy and picnic are run you down. We are going to ensure that there is a ride share policy that protects you, so when you get a taxi, you can stay comfortable that you will get home to your family in one piece. We're going to end this by state of emergency just for law-abiding citizens to feel like something a go on when nothing a go on. Comrades, we are going to give you a prime minister, a man who loving family, a good man who love Jamaica, a good man who know what to do for the women in this country. Because when you see him and him wife, you know, man, one not turn up over this and one turn up over here, so you know. And when she kiss him, he don't wipe it off. This man loves his woman. This man loves his woman. We are going to give you the man who rates you, Mark Jefferson Golden, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. Power to the people.
Suffering every day,
Comrades, make some noise for the Queen of the South, Comrade Nikisha Birchell. Yes, comrades, wanna hear it? Western Jamaica. Again and again we are proven to you that the young people of the People's National Party, full of substance, we're full of intellect, and we are ready to stand with our comrade leader to move Jamaica forward, creating policies that will create legacies for generations to come, and make sure it's on alright, on a pitney alright, on a grand pitney alright. Now, comrades, I want to give you one next man of intellect, a man of substance, a man we are going to kick where she named the put over West Central St. James. Our doctor, the man himself, doctor, your next member of parliament for West Central St. James. Dr. Horn, make some noise for him, West.
Boy, Westmoreland, you really look good. Young people of Jamaica, how you feeling? Boy, you really look good. This is really a good look for the People's National Party and a good look for Jamaica. The young people have come out in their numbers and they are making a statement that time come for a better government and time come. My God, we're free at last. And we told the labor rights, we expressed to them that they were ill-informed and they didn't understand the law properly, but they were very arrogant in their style of leadership. And the arrogant leader is like a broken glass trying to pretend to be perfect. But those of us looking on that glass can see that it's shattered and it's not good. And that is the leadership that the Jamaica Labour Party has brought to us here in Jamaica. They're like a broken glass, waiting, but cannot be fixed. We have to replace it. Comrades, I stand here tonight with memories of myself. A young boy growing up in Mount Salem who wants a better future for not just himself, but his community, his city, and his country. And I took it upon myself, comrades, to get inquisitive about what it takes to improve yourself, what it takes to improve your community, what it takes to improve your country. And I studied hard. I went to Cornwall College and went to the University of the West Indies, and I went to England to live. And whilst living in England, I was given many job opportunities. As a matter of fact, my own examiner who was at Oxford called me one day and he said, Andre, why go back to Jamaica? The place is a third world country, it's developing, and a person like you, your skills will more be valued in a place like England. And I thought about it and I said to him,
for those reasons that you have just outlined, that the place is backward and need development, a person like Andre Horton as an economist must go back and contribute to that development that the country needs so well. And when I speak, I don't just speak for myself. I speak for every young person who has ambition. I talk for Kevin from Froome, who went to Godfrey Stewart and wants to go to the University of the West Indies but don't have the money to do so. The PNP will give you an opportunity to do so. I speak for Sarah, who went to Mannings and has gone to the University of the West Indies, and all her friends are telling her, Sarah, you need to migrate in order for you to become wealthy. This People's National Party government will give young people the opportunity to become wealthy right here in their island home. Comrades, the transformational leadership that the People's National Party is coming with at this time is second to none. And we hear people on the street saying that young people has no voice. Young people have no opportunities. Young people have no avenues through which they can display their true skill. And our talent is seen as something as noise. It is not valued and it is not cherished. The People's National Party understands this and is going to create a Jamaica that not only value your talent, that not only give a listening ear to your sounds and your ability, but provide the platform to trampoline those ability into income generating, wealth creating, lifelong abilities. And it is important because many of us have never seen this. Our parents grew up in a slavery type economy here in Jamaica, and the system itself is designed for us not to have real ambition. So it's very disheartening, it's very demotivating when a young person goes to apply for a job in Jamaica and hears that they don't have the qualification, and even if you do have the qualification, you don't have the look, and even if you do have the look, you don't have the particular type of vernacular. Even if you do have the vernacular, you're from a wrong place. Even if you're from the right place, they find some excuse not to give you the opportunity to advance yourself and to advance your family. And we are saying to you that now time come for a better approach towards leadership in this country. Time come for not just brown skinned people to get all the opportunities. Time come for black people in Jamaica. Time come for rural area people to be given opportunities as well, to make themselves better off and their families better off. And it is important because Jamaica is a melting pot, and out of many we are one people. That is why you look around us, we have people of all shades, all color, all sizes. Our leader Mark Golden, our deputy general secretaries who are here, our PNP YO, our general secretary, myself, Nikisha, every one of us, we are here as leaders to help to transform this country to move forward. Yesterday I went to interview a young boy. He designed an app that tracks and monitor the children when they go to school. So how it works is the children, when they go to school, it sends a text message to their parents that their child has arrived at school. When they leave school, it sends a text message to the parents that their child has left school. It records their homework. It records their attendance. It has an AI system that sends messages to the principal that, hey, this child has been absent for 3 days. This child has been absent for a month. And the principal now send a message to the parents, hey, what's happening? This is the innovative style of leadership that the People's National Party is coming with to transform the lives and to protect our young people across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Now, when we look at Westmoreland, since Sugar has left, I have studied the map and I haven't seen the replacement here for Sugar in Westmoreland. And many young people, as Comrade Hales quite rightly said, that when they go to university, they don't come back to Westmoreland because they don't see the opportunities down here as they see in Kingston or as they see in Montego Bay. But time is of the essence now, comrades. And given that we have 14 parishes, our comrade leader has taken the time out to look at the industries that exist in these parishes, to look at the avenues for industry in these parishes, and Westmoreland is on the top of his agenda. Not because we are here tonight, but many of our colleagues in Kingston, both wealthy, at the top of their business class, and doing real work in Jamaica, are from Westmoreland. And I say to you, in 2014, we had a conference at the university called Guilty Jugs Innocent Plant. At that time, we invited a lot of the people in the ganja industry, America, to come here. And at that time, Comrade Leader Mark Golden was also inquisitive about the potential of the ganja industry. And when they came, they were able to help us to orchestrate the right plan to move ganja forward in Jamaica. And in 2015, we took the first step to decriminalize ganja and legalize it for medicinal purposes. And we had it in mind to expand it, to bring industry, to look at every single one of you who are producing something in ganja. Miss Matty, who made her rubbings from ganja and pimento seed. Miss Ida, who made some medicine from white rum and ganja. Miss Brown, who made some alcohol and ganja to sniff when she catch cold. These are the Jamaicans who have been producing products in the industry, and the Jamaica Labour Party has stifled their potential by mismanaging the industry. But alas, the People's National Party, we have done our homework, and we have recognized that the only way that Westmoreland and Jamaica in general will become wealthy is if we give ganja a chance, because it is the miracle product. We talk about all types of cancer, we're talking about ganja. We talk about leukemia, we talk about sickle cell, we talk about simple thing as fits, we talk about a sleep disorder. We are talking about creating a proper nutraceutical and pharmaceutical industry built on the backbone of ganja. All the empty cane lands that you look at George's Plain, all the empty cane lands in Froome, Pineda, you there? You have to start do some research in a ganja and know in Pineda, because we're diversifying the product offerings from Westmoreland. And what our research has shown is that if we were to get this ganja industry right, it can produce on an annual basis over 11 billion US dollars, which is over 70% of Jamaica's current GDP. So when the government talk about When the government talk about 5 in 4, they want to create 5% growth in 4 years. And we look at a GDP of $20 billion. It's not 20, it's about 18, but let's put it at 20. And we say, what's 5% of 20 billion? They're looking at $1 billion. And we are saying to ourselves, how difficult it is for us here in Jamaica to produce an economy that grows by $1 billion US per year. If we have 14 parishes and we break it up, we're talking about less than 100 million per parish. And it is easy because economic management is simple. All we have to do is to look at the amount of people in the country, look at the amount of resources we have, and everything can be calculated. So when the mayor come and talk about staying in your lane, Mr. Mayor, man. Mute. No say nothing. Because this JLP government, they are majoring in minor things. They come like a done spit in them at school. Instead of doing them work when them get it for do, them find every thing for do. Them play marble, hey come we are play marble. Them play hopscotch, hey come we are play hopscotch. Everything except do the mathematics, except do the English, except do the science. So they are not interested in the development of this country for the betterment of the people. They are only interested in fanfare, cutting ribbon here and there. Somebody said to me, they said the person who sell ribbon in Jamaica must rich, because that's all the Labour Party government wake up and do cut ribbon, without no real development taking place in Jamaica. I don't even want to touch on the hospital situation, because you yourself live through it and realize that the Labour Party is campaigning for us. They must mash up all the hospital them, so they must want the PNP to come fix them back, because they can't fix them back. After 10 years, every minute, oh, we plan to do this, we plan to do that. watch the folly and the mirage. It's a broken glass. It has no substance. It cannot show us ourselves, and they cannot see that their arrogance is disrespectful to the Jamaican people. Comrades, I'm the Shadow Minister for Science and Technology, and what we have planned is to infuse technology and science into all the industry that exists in Jamaica. First and foremost, we're talking about technology in agriculture, so we reduce the wastage. We're talking about building micro dams so you can store water and redistribute water from the drought time to the flood time. We're talking about technology in finance, so you can stay at home and your child is at school, you can send a text message and send money to your child so you can purchase lunch. We're talking about technology in education, where we know, as I just told you, we have the app to register your child so less people get missing from school when they go to school. The world is changing. The chalk and the original type of teaching and learning has evolved. So we know, as a persons who understand, that must also help our people to evolve. Big tech, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all these things are new things that the world are now capitalizing on and are making billions. And all you need to participate is a simple computer. The People's National Party is here to support your endeavors to become better people. The government increased their own wages by 300%. It was already in the tens of millions. Them increased it to further tens of millions. Our minimum wage, which is $15,000, them increase it by $1,000. You want a more wicked, uncaring set of leaders who only believe in fattening their own pocket and take poor people for food. Comrades, minimum wage was a concept introduced by Michael Manley and the People's National Party in the 1970s, long before we were born. So it's a concept discussed in the past. For the future, you don't know what we are discussing? Wealth, maximum potential, riches, unicorn. Gone are the days when Jamaican people want to work in a hotel for minimum wage. Gone are the days when a farmer want to grow crops for sell it for minimum wage. Every young person now that you speak to want to generate wealth. Them want to build a mansion in them jungle. Them want a beast for skate on a toll. Them don't want a pro box. Because our young people have ambition. And this is why it is important for you to recognize that Mark Jefferson Golden is the man with the plan. And you want to know when you know a good leader? He knows how to delegate. So he has surrounded himself with young people like myself, young people like Nikisha Burchell, young people like Gabriel Morris, young people like Peter Gay, a ton load of young people who will bring the youthfulness to the experience that they already have. With the blend of youthfulness and experience, there's no stopping the potential of Jamaican people. Big up yourself again, young people, and thanks for coming out. Comrade Leader Mark Goley, the next leader of Jamaica. Time come for difference. Time come for a change. Time come for the People's National Party.